Hey guys, welcome back to Female Fat Loss Hacks. So today what we're going to be talking about is this idea of resiliency. I want to give you some insight into what we call the fat loss lifestyle. So you guys have heard me use that term before, I'm sure, and I think sometimes people think that the fat loss lifestyle means that we are constantly losing fat, that it's some sort of diet that we go on, and that we're on it, when we're on it, we're losing fat like crazy, and it's never kind of, it never kind of ends. But the reason we call it that is because it is a lifestyle, okay? It doesn't mean that we're losing fat constantly, but definitely we're losing fat and getting leaner, but it's more about maintaining, which is the difference between a diet, which is short term, and by definition, there's no endpoint to that. That's a crash diet, it's a crash diet. The opposite end of that spectrum is a lifestyle. So if you guys are in here, you know that what I want everyone in this group is to get the point when they're following a lifestyle of clean nutrition and consistent training and doing things that are effortless and turning them into habits. So you don't really have to work that hard. That's the point. That's kind of what I want my clients to get to. The fat loss lifestyle encompasses all these choices that you can make around diet and exercise to attain fat loss and then maintain it. So that's what the lifestyle is. The second piece I want to talk about is the number one thing that really determines who is successful at really adopting this lifestyle and who isn't, okay? And it's interesting, this week someone said something about, something like, once I realized that I'm in this for the long haul, it takes on a whole different meaning. And I think they said that, they were looking around at others' diets and thinking about maybe going on to another person's diet that somebody was advertising, and it was similar to Fit Addicted Nutrition, and they kind of came to this realization that the whole idea of really having a meal plan, a specific diet, really is not the solution, because there's only so many ways that someone can tell you to eat real food and exercise consistently, because we know that's really what it's all about, and just doing it consistently. So once you get your head wrapped around the fact that this is ongoing, and the answer is not in a special diet or a magic secret diet that someone has, and you just need to go out and find it. Once you kind of decide that you're in this for the long haul and that this is a lifestyle change for you, the urgency of needing a plan right now really takes a back seat. And instead, you strap in for the long haul. And so what does that mean? This is like what I want. The second part of this video is about the people who are the most successful at adopting and living this lean lifestyle. This fat loss lifestyle has one thing in common, and that is resiliency. These people have a resiliency to stick with it. They're tenacious with this process. They stick with it no matter what, okay? Even when they're having tough days, even when they go off their plan, even when they have cheats and things like that, they get back on the wagon and they pick themselves up by their bootstraps and they get, back in the game, as if they didn't miss a beat. And so I know, I've talked about this last week, I think, and it's just like, some people get on the, it's a reason why people need to come into the Facebook group and post and check in, because, we need to just stay accountable, and we got to understand that nobody's going to be successful, perfect. And you shouldn't be expecting yourself to be perfect. So if you have a day where you're just not on your game, and you skip your workout, you eat some stuff, and things that just aren't ideal, so what? Get right back on track the next day. Like I always say, you're always one meal away from burning fat again. So it's important for me to get across, to people that are most successful are the ones that are the most resilient. And what I mean is that they don't break, okay? If they have one bad meal, they don't break. If they have one bad weekend of eating, they don't break. Okay, if they have one bad week of eating, they get right back on track. Remember, this isn't about an all or nothing approach. This is really about finding your sweet spot that you can do and maintain long term, and figure out what your formula is. And it's not going to be perfect. Even fitness figures and competitors cheat on their diets, and that's not what this is all about. It's not black and white. It's right in the gray area. And it's what can I eat to maintain, and how to exercise that is maintainable for me. That way I don't feel deprived. It doesn't have me eating everything that I, want, and having, hunger and cravings, out the window. So finding that sweet spot is really what this is all about. Resiliency. Do not beat yourself up. If you go off plan for a day or two, that's not a big deal. That doesn't make your, or break your progress or your physique. 1 week of bad eating won't even change your physique. So, and plus everything is irreversible. So there's always a way to, get back on track. Okay. If you have one bad week of eating, you just get right back on it. And the alternative is giving up. And that's not what we want, what I want you guys to do. I want you to be in there for the long haul. Ask questions, ask me, and reach out to me when you're struggling. And just really, I want you to figure out what you need to do to make the lifestyle work better for you. And here's a question for you. You need to ask yourself, and if the answer to this is no, then you know that you're on a crash diet. But if you feel like if what you feel like you're doing is unsustainable, okay, then you're on a crash diet. So now we need to pull back and think about what changes we can make so that we can stay the course, and then it becomes easier to do long term. The goal is to never completely be deprived, and then never feel like you eat everything that you want, that you're going to. It's right in the middle area. Okay, and so this is the question you should be asking yourself. And if you have this kind of, mentality, then you're way off. If you don't think you can maintain this for the long term, then that is how you know you're on a diet. You should be able to see yourself eating and exercising in the way where you can maintain this 5-10 years from now. Okay, and understand there's no urgency to it. You have all the time in the world to get the body that you want, to feel good doing it. And so hopefully this helps, guys. Just another mindset shift. Number one, just fat loss lifestyle versus a crash diet, and knowing that we want to be seeing improvements over time and feel good about it and have it be effortless. That is the key to resiliency. And the people who are most successful are going to be the ones that are resilient. So if you find yourself getting down after one bad meal, you've got to get over that. You've got to pick yourself back up and get back in the game. Okay. So this is a little bit of tough love for you guys, and hopefully it helps. Okay. So that's it for today's video.